Everybody's got an opinion, but this is the bottom line.
Welcome back to another bottom line. This one is on the laws of attraction. People keep asking me, what's the bottom line about being able to draw in riches, draw in wealth with your thoughts, with your mind? Well, the bottom line, friend, is it's worked for me. Now, see, when I was a young man, about the age of about 16, I read a book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Now, Napoleon Hill was commissioned by Andrew Carnegie to go out and literally interview and study the richest men in the world, including Andrew Carnegie, which technically is Carnegie, including Henry Ford, including Rockefellers, including the biggest magnates of that era. And they were richer than Bill Gates is today, back then. So literally the richest people in the world, Napoleon Hill went and investigated and interviewed and discovered.
Success is something which has to be planned. And success is something which has to be earned in advance.
Most millennials today haven't heard of it, but it is a big book, and it's been one of the best-selling books of all time if you really want to learn how to get rich. You want to go out there and attract wealth. You want to attract the right friends. You want to attract the right people. Your mind's got to be right. And the law of attraction says if the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. And you have to have the mindset before you have any possible way of actually getting this to happen. So what's the bottom line on the law of attraction? I believe it's 100% fact. It's worked for me. I thought my way into where I am today. I had my mind believe it and conceive it, and then I achieved it. Now, does this mean that you can just think that you're going to have a Lamborghini and wake up the next day and have one? No. Your mind is a very powerful thing. You have to have almost a belief that you can have it and that you will have it, which will then start to attract the opportunities and the people. But you still have to be aware. So if you just think about it, not much is going to happen. So laws of attraction, people think all you got to do is think you're going to be rich and you're going to get rich. That's not true. You have to believe with 100% of your heart and soul that you will be rich, right? And then you have to open your eyes and be aware of the opportunities that present themselves along the way, because the universe will start sending the keys to the kingdom your way. But if you're not paying attention and you're not prepared and you're not ready for those and you don't recognize those, then you're not going to automatically get rich just because you think you're going to get rich. You have to think you're going to get rich. You have to be prepared. You have to put in the work, and you have to take advantage of every opportunity that comes your way. You have to be willing to do the work. Reminds me of a little story. In one room, you get this kid, and he's in there. In this other room, you get this kid, and he's in there. They're both in a room with a pile of shit. And you walk into one room, and the kid's in the pile of shit, madder than hell, because there's shit all over his face. And we say, what's the problem? And he says, what are you talking about? I'm in a room full of shit. And then we look into the other room, and this other kid's playing, and he's digging around in the poop, and he's flinging it behind him, and he's just as happy as could be. And we ask the kid, what's the deal? What are you thinking? And he says, with all this shit, there's got to be a pony in here somewhere. Now see, that's the difference between mindset. This kid is digging through a pile of shit looking for a horse because there's got to be a horse with all that poop, and this kid's just madder than hell because he's in a room full of shit. Now, think about it. Which one would you rather be? And by the way, there was a horse in that room underneath all that shit, and the little kid found it. Over here, there was no horse in that room because he didn't look for it. But what is the bottom line on laws of attraction? You can think and draw things into your life, but you can't just sit there and expect them to come in and attain them. You cannot just think and grow rich. You have to think to grow rich. That book should have been called Think to Grow Rich, but I can tell you right now, and this is the bottom line, that book is real. That book tells you exactly how to attract wealth in your life. And if anybody out there watching this bottom line has not read the book Think and Grow Rich or taken the interactive course, I highly suggest you do if you want to get rich. If you want, matter of fact, I'll even give you the web address and a discount code. You go to NapoleonHillVT.com and you type in the bottom line. You're going to get 50% off of the price. And I promise you, if you master that course and you go through it many times until you have it in your mind, second nature, and you apply its principles, you will end up a wealthy son of a bitch. And that's the bottom line. If you want to read the book, that's okay too, but NapoleonHillVT.com, mind-blowing, man. Go check it out.